Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Talk Show. This podcast is dedicated to the growth mindset. You see, I believe that I know something that you don't know, and I also believe that you know something that I don't know. And the only way for each of us to both rise in our knowings is for us to sit in a room and share all the things. For those of you that are new to the show and love inspirational content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in.
We come to you every day with the best speakers, relationship coaches, spiritual mentors, trailblazers, business owners, authors, young hustlers, podcasters, entrepreneurs, fitness trainers, therapists, financial advisors, and more. We ask our guests one question. What do you know that I don't know? Get ready, because today's guest is about to change the way you view your world. This is Her Talk Show, hosted by Sabrina Victoria.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Talk Show. We have had close to 500 women grace this stage, and we are adding another one to the list today. If you are watching us live, welcome. If you're watching us on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay wherever you're at so we can send you some love. Either way, if you are watching this video, we would so appreciate it if you were to share it so we can get more eyes and more ears on the awesome content that we are about to share. Her Talk Show is here to inspire and have you thinking outside the box in no time. Today, I'm speaking with an amazing woman named Jenni Parker Brown. Her mission and passion are to raise the bar on transformation by bringing the qualities of beauty, grace, and heart to help humanity rise. True to the new renaissance that is happening in our time, Jenni has brought her multifaceted skills to innovate a high-vibrational new approach to success and personal fulfillment through enlightened collaboration with leaders who epitomize harmony of science and spirituality in their service to the world. Welcome, lady. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a joy and an honor. And I hope that I can do you credit with adding value and things that other people don't know.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. You know, I absolutely love podcasting, but podcasting would not be a thing without the guest. So, you know, it's women like you who are taking some time out of their day, their busy schedules to sit, share some value, share some content for others to be able to ponder on and to maybe make some shifts in their life. So I love to open up with the same question. What's the value that you have? What do you know that you wish all the humans knew?
I wish that they knew that the secrets to what they want is actually coded in the universe all around us. And I found that code. I found that code. With a very, very beautiful story of how I found it, and I would love to be able to share something of that, because it's something that nobody else has talked about. It's beyond the laws of attraction. It's beyond the principles that we know. It's super exciting, and it really is one of my big missions to make sure that I can share this wisdom before I kick it.
I love it. Yes. Let's talk about it.
Well, it came about in the most unexpected ways. And you could say, what has me being an equestrian cabaret artist to do with changing the planet? And the answer is everything, because I fulfilled a very long-held dream in about 2004 of dancing with horses. And when I was 18, quick backtrack. When I was 18, my parents kind of forbade me to do what I wanted in life, which was either something artistic or something with horses. And through many adventures and misadventures, I ended up in France at the age of 31 and discovered equestrian cabaret, which is a thing on the continent, and realized I'm home. So I decided that that was a sign from the universe that I was meant to be doing that. So within a few years, I did actually create my own equestrian cabaret under a big top with 8 horses and 8 actors to the music of Dire Straits. And the connection with wisdom that can change humanity is this. There was one show that we did on the Côte d'Azur, the south of France, near the Mediterranean. And the day of the show, it's this exquisitely, I think Cirque du Soleil. So it was it was a kind of mini Cirque du Soleil. So the day of the show, the head of the troupe, her horse is injured, and she says to me, "Jenny, you and Polisto, my little white horse, are going to take our place." And I said, "But we can't possibly do what you do." She had this incredible white stallion, Spanish stallion. And she said, "Yes, the show must go on. You are going to do it." So I had my riding instructor, my handsome riding instructor with me at the time. And he made some magic, and my horse performed like a superstar. And I performed like a superstar. And there was one moment when I was dancing with him in a white dress, and there was a choreography between him and I, and it's all body language. There are no whips or anything like that. It was just absolutely exquisite. And at the end of the number, the head of the troupe, she opened a chest, and 12 white doves flew around the arena, and they came and landed on my horse next to me. And there was a trapeze artist who was sat on him, and he did not move a muscle. And I had what I can only call some kind of epiphany or kundalini opening or something, because I realized that I'd been born for that moment. And then I realized, of course, that wasn't true, because there was another day the next day. But the fact was that moment, and it was like, okay, beam me up, Scotty. I'm done. I'm good. I'm done. This is what I came to do. I'm done. Okay, good. I did it. I can go now. So as it happens, it wasn't time, thank goodness. So what it did lead me to think deeply about was this question: was how come that a few years beforehand I had been a suicidally depressed new mum at the age of 40, having my second daughter, 18 years after the first one, very unhappy in my relationship. And then I experienced this kind of complete and utter flow and connection here. And I said to the universe, if I can find out how that I can bring people from any stage of sadness or stuckness in their life to this kind of fulfillment, then I'll make that my life's work. And ta-da, that's what I'm doing. And I haven't had to teach anybody how to do equestrian cabaret, but the thing was that because I asked the question, the universe answered me, and it answered me in a most unexpected way. Shall I carry on? Okay, so it answered me in a most unexpected way, and it was this. There were quite a few other adventures after the horse dancing, and I concluded, shall we say, an episode in a hiking hostel. I had an incredible hiking hostel, which was super successful, except that it wasn't my destiny. I knew that it wasn't what I was here to do, and I decided to put that hiking hostel into insolvency. And as soon as I did that, the universe did a 180-degree turn on me and brought me again the opportunity to find that same wisdom in completely different circumstances, to find that same wisdom and to say, this is your work to share this wisdom. So as it happened, it was in the context of being part of a branding TV reality show in Florida called Fix My Brand with Ali Craig. It was fabulous. And I was able to help some of the candidates, that with their brand makeovers with this wisdom. But at the time, it wasn't called anything. I didn't know really what it meant. In fact, I was just calling it the Silver Rose, which wasn't kind of very exciting. And the producer, Ali, said to me, Jenny, it's really powerful, but it isn't going to be world class, called the Silver Rose. So I went off, Sabrina, for 3 months and researched about what I was really working with. And what I was working with was a flipping Venn diagram. Like I was working with a Venn diagram. I know this sounds really far out, and I'll promise you I'll bring it all together. So with this Venn diagram, I realized that a Venn diagram is actually the center of the flower of life, which is the center of all, which is the fundamental foundational principle of all creation. Everything that there is in life comes from the flower of creation, the principles of creation, and sacred geometry and numerology. So I found that was something in this wisdom that had to do with the number 3. And I know loads of people love the number 3 and why it's so popular. And it's been a fantastic number all the way through our culture, human culture, history, everything. So then I decided, okay, I need to make this practical. I need to make this practical so that I can share it with others. And what I discovered was that there was a way of finding our joy and purpose and destiny through this wisdom, through this core of the flower of life. And I called it the Trinity Code. And I realized that time when I was horse dancing, I was absolutely in the center of my heart, my soul destiny, what I came here to do. I had no idea when I was doing that horse dancing. I had no idea didn't have a lot of idea about personal development or anything, certainly not sacred geometry. But the fact that I asked that question, that it took me through such an incredible way to this revelation that this was actually a tool that I could share with the world and make a difference in a big way. So from horse dancing to quantum codes that can catapult you to your best life, that's where it started.
I love it. That's so exciting. So I feel as if there are people that are just as confused as I am and have no idea what you're talking about as far as a Venn diagram.
A Venn diagram is those 3 little overlapping circles that you see in and you see them everywhere. Just like one on the top and 2 on the bottom is a Venn diagram.
Okay.
You've seen it in all sorts of marketing diagrams. It's really a common way of doing slideshows and presenting. But three circles, 1 on the top and 2 on the bottom, or 2 on the top or 1 on the bottom, is one of the most powerful and symbolic set of forms that there are in the universe. Because when you take it and then you start to add on the circles all the way around the outside, what you get is the flower of creation, the flower of life. And the flower of life you will find in sunflowers, you will find in snowflakes, you will find in blood proteins, and then you find it in language, in resonance. There is in quantum physics. There is nowhere that this form is not. And the more that I found that out, the more I said to myself, well, what the heck has this got to do with helping people and helping change makers and marketing and business and and being our best selves? But I found it, and I've helped absolutely hundreds of women with this now. in a really practical, grounded way to create a soul brand and to find their own mission and purpose in life and their joy. And it freaking rocks.
So you help others create their own Venn diagram?
Yes.
According
The
to
work is called the Trinity Code.
Okay.
The Trinity Code. Now here's how it works. Just this will bring it really simplify it. Is there are three ways that we get to complete and utter fulfillment, all of us. One is by doing what we love, what brings us bliss. Another one is what we're truly gifted at. And the other one is what we value most of all, what really matters to us. So those you pop in the Venn diagram, and you find the commonality, you find the common denominator. But the beautiful thing about this work is that you cannot work it out with your conscious mind. But me taking people through the Trinity Code work is I help them find that code. I know it sounds really far out, and it was a good job that it took me seven or 8 years to do it, because if it had all landed at once, it would have been too much. But it was this fact that, first of all, I knew that following my heart and doing what I loved has always been important to me. But now, after this epiphany with the horse dancing, I'd ask the universe, how can I help others get there too? And the universe answered me in the most bizarre way by putting me in this branding TV reality show, forcing me to look at what I was actually working with, and then finding that it was more profound than I could imagine. And I wasn't the only one that had found this wisdom. There's a guy called Larry Flaxman, who's written a book called The Trinity Secret. It's on Kindle, it's on Amazon. It's incredible, the power of the Trinity, the power of three. Then there's Nikola Tesla, who is famous for saying, what's the phrase? If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, learn to work with 3, 6, and 9. I haven't quoted it. I've misquoted it. But it's 3, 6, and 9 are incredibly important, and they're incredibly practical. So from far out cosmic quantum stuff, it is a beautiful practical tool for the women that I'm meant to serve, to help humanity rise.
Beautiful. So sitting down and helping somebody come up with their own Venn diagram based on what do they love doing, what are they gifted at, and what do they value most?
That's essentially it. But
then those three things, what's the common denominator? Because all three circles match up. And then that center is what they need to be working on?
Yes. And here's why. So here's why. Most marketing models, although that is changing now, most marketing models work on what you're going to sell and how you're going to sell it. And if you're mission led, like I'm sure many of your ladies and your audience are, if you're mission led, heart led, you will already be strongly connected to your why, your purpose, your soul purpose. But this worked. I take it back one level further, reverse engineer it one more level to who you truly are. And most people can't articulate who they truly are, because they always answer, who are you, with the role that they have, the identity that they have. And this allows you to articulate who you truly are. And when you can do that, it's dynamite. It's it really is the secret of manifestation. You know, the great I am that is the way that you manifest. And this tool, because it's a tool, I call it a tool, allows you to find that. So you can step into the person that you've always dreamed of being, the life that you've always dreamed of living, and there's no more striving. You become it. That there is no getting to it. And I realized, Sabrina, that all of the adventures and misadventures that I had in my life came to support that truth. Is every single time that I set my heart on doing something, coming to France, doing horse dancing, it was I put myself into a position where I was just doing it. I wasn't going to think about how to do it, or if I needed to get some more money to do it, or go to a different place. I just did it. So this beautiful tool allows you to be as successful, as abundant, as, you know, whatever your desire is, from a vibrational point of view, from a being point of view, because that is the truth of who we are. Everything that we dream of is who we truly are. It isn't a yearning that we want. It's, you know, desires are there as signposts to reveal to us the truth of who we are.
Totally makes sense. I like this, what you said, as far as most people know the why. So like, I'm thinking of myself, obviously, as most people would during this conversation, and my why as to why I do what I do. And then you flipped it and you said, there needs to be more emphasis on who I am, minus mom, partner, healthy. So stripping away all of the identities. Is that right?
Yep.
To be left with what?
In the process, in the Trinity Code process, we identify all of those things that you love, that you're gifted at, that you value. I'll give you my code and you'll understand. Okay? Because you used it in the header of the thank you. You used the raise the bar. So you'll understand. I'll explain it to you. I am the embodiment of vitality and beauty, profitably using my creative genius to raise the bar on transformation and help humanity rise. That's exactly who I am. And in there is grace and vitality, one of the areas that fits all those little three circles of the Venn diagram. Creative genius, that's there as well. And transformation on a big scale. So for me to articulate that, exactly who I am, and profitably, not just, you know, just it's got to be that the abundance is coming to you. That's exactly the life that I lead. That is exactly what has transpired. That is exactly what happens every day. That's exactly the outcome and the landscape of my life. What I'm doing, the magazine, the Preeminence Nation, everything that I do is an expression of that code. Everything that I do. So you just can't be happier, and you can't get it wrong. And it also is this absolute rock when things get destabilized, like global pandemics and what have you. When you have this truth, that when you have this glorious truth and kind of work with it and explore it and play with it, and if you've got any lack of clarity or anything, then you can use it, and you kind of I need to make a decision. Let me hold it up to the Trinity Code. It's like an oracle. So you can see how I didn't make this up. It was came to me, or I was chosen, or I don't know. But through my dedication to finding out how to live a heart-filled life, and what was the real secrets of fulfillment, and doing the things that I really, really wanted to do, this wisdom was revealed to me, which I validated. I wasn't making it up. It's out there. Some really great minds found it. Pythagoras knew it. Newton knew it. So many ancient teachers knew it. And then I said, okay, well, this is up to me to do something really practical with it and move the world on. So raise the bar on transformation and help humanity rise. The best way that I can raise the bar on transformation is help as many change makers as possible step into their own power, have their own Trinity Code, and experience the beautiful shifts that my clients are. So it is.
I love that. Very, very cool. And while you're saying that, it's almost making me recognize, which we continue to hear over and over again, that we are energy. So when you're talking about that, like, who are you actually, that verbiage that you gave was literally everything energy, nothing like tangible, which is interesting. Shannon says, the vibration of being who you are and doing what you love is magnetic. You will align everything you need in your life with that energy.
Yes, she's got it. It's the being. The beingness comes before the doing and the having.
Beautiful.
Everything that you want in life, you have to be first before, and then you take inspired action. That's the action part before you can have it. That is the way the universe works. That is what true manifestation is.
Yeah. I gave a talk on that. It's called the Be Do Have Method.
Right.
By Matthew somebody. And
Right.
he talks about that, about how you have to embody who you want to be, then do what you have to do, and then you'll have what you ultimately want to have. Versus most people do it backwards. Most people wait until they have the things. So like when I was a single mom, for instance, I'm looking around, I have no money, no worth. I'm a total sinner in my community's eyes. I got pregnant out of wedlock. So I have nothing. I have nobody's approval. I have no money, no income. I'm dirt poor. So I'm looking around and I'm like, there's no way out of this. But I had to embody somebody else. I had to become somebody who was resourceful. I had to become somebody who was creative. I had to become somebody who would do whatever it took, do the things in order to have the life that I have now. It's good. I get that. I want you to talk a little bit on why quantum is the new black in success skills.
Because we do understand so much more about energy now, and these great teachers like the fantastic Dr. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, the biology belief, Greg Braden, and there are more and more. Jennifer, there's some incredible people who understand consciousness now, and who are making it accessible to everybody. On YouTube, you can find out how to dial into this stuff, every single day. So, and the more that you realize that this is actually a natural process that is in it, the struggle starts to go away. So for me now, I even call it success naturally, preeminence of success naturally, because because this is a natural evolution. It's a natural development in us. It's not this linear path that we were brought up to think that it was meant to be. You know, here I am, and there's what I want, and somehow I've got to get to it, as you've so rightly said. And so quantum, I've got conscious wealth coach, energetic alignment method, so many amazing collaborators who are using these principles now to generate incredibly successful businesses and help others generate the same. Is a lot of people I hang around with talk the same language. So yeah.
How can you I'm thinking of my majority of the women that I work with, female entrepreneurs who are building businesses. And I'm thinking of this becoming who you want to be and this beautiful, energetic vibration of who you are. Speaking to female entrepreneurs who are building businesses right now, they're in the beginning stages, maybe the first year to 3 years in. What should they be embracing? Like, what are some steps that they should be taking in their mindset in order to shift into a faster gear or a higher gear than where they're at right now?
It's a great question. There's a couple of answers. First of all, to be in complete coherence with your mission, your message, and your presence, because your mission is very, very, very connected to your why, your purpose. Your message should hopefully communicate the value of your offers, and it should be coherent with your mission. But your presence needs to be coherent with that. So the question is, how do I do that? It is exactly what you asked. How do I do that? So this is where the preeminence came in. So preeminence was born 3 years ago, and it was a name that was suggested to me by a mentor, and I had never heard of the word. And I'm quite wordy, as you've discovered. I like words. I like complicated words. So when I heard this word, I was like, what the heck does preeminence mean? It was like, is it holy or something? It sounds like, holy. Anyway, I went to the thesaurus and looked up what preeminence meant. And what it really means is you living your highest life as your highest self. And I'm like, okay, I can work with that. So I took out 7 synonyms of the word preeminence. So it's because it's a kind of highfalutin word. And the 7 synonyms that I took out were excellence, distinction, renown, peerlessness, prestige, leadership, and transcendence. All of those words are synonyms of preeminence. So imagine you just use excellence. You don't use preeminence, you just use excellence. Most entrepreneurs have goals, they have dreams, they know where they want to get this year, and they'll be using excellence. They'll be using excellence in their mindset, in their energy, in their planning, in their scheduling, everything. Let's go to another one. Let's go to distinction. Who doesn't need to stand out online at the moment? Who doesn't need, branding that speaks to you and to be totally different? Transcendence. Who doesn't need to overcome the complex technology that and the wacky world of online marketing? So all of those seven synonyms I call principles. So they kind of break down this big word of preeminence, and all of them, all 7 of them, cover everything that we have to do in building a business, every single thing, and not just the marketing side, but the lifestyle side. So there were 2 missing, and I added 2 more on, which was endurance and renewal. So if you think of them as a wheel, and I'll just quickly take you around the wheel. In fact, this goes that way around on the screen. So you start with excellence, and we all do. It's like, I know what I want to do with my business. I know how much money I want to make. I know what my fitness goals are for the year. I know the difference I want to make, the impact I want to make. How am I going to do that? Okay, I need to stand out. Somehow I need to stand out. I need to be distinct, and I need to be bloody good with my craft, with my expertise. So you're working on distinction. Then, of course, you come round to the fact that you've got to grow your tribe, grow your community. So you're using the grace of renown, because I call these the graces, that you're using renown, your know, like, and trust factor, all the people that you're connected to, how you collaborate, how you grow your community on social media or whatever. That's renown. Peerlessness, I love that. Peerlessness is when you really step into the courage of being your absolutely unique self. You don't do any cookie cutter models. You don't look, sound like as a coach or a people helper like anybody else. You have you care enough that what you put out in the world is your unique gift. That's being peerless. She's peerless. You're peerless. I'm peerless. Nobody, there's no other Sabrina Victoria that's doing what you're doing in the way that you do it. There's no other Jenni P that's doing what I'm doing the way that I do it. But that's such a gift. It's such a quality. And then, of course, by the time you've got your excellence, your distinction, your renown, your peerlessness, you start to bring the sponderoonies in. Abundance starts to come because you're serving out there, you're serving, fully showing up, you're serving, live, you're serving on a podcast, you're serving clients, you're giving value, you're sharing. So that's where the prestige comes in. Prestige, not just money and abundance, but also podcast opportunities, book offers, collaborations. It's all prestige. And then you come to transcendence, and transcendence is, we get to have to transcend something absolutely, probably several times a day as an entrepreneur. The things that we have to overcome, our mindsets, so many things that we have to learn is part of the entrepreneurial path, and transcend them. Then, of course, we're starting in going through all of those graces. We are starting to be leaders. We're starting to set an example, be out there, show others the way, hold out, stretch out your hand, take others with us, help others rise. And it's an incredible time to be doing that. It is leaders, and women are such leaders, such amazing leaders. So then we've been through those first 7. What is left is that you just keep going. Endurance isn't suffering. It's persistence in your dreams, your goals. You keep flipping going, and you see your plans through, and you see your dreams through, and you see those gorgeous visions through. You just keep going with whatever way that you can to bring that vision. Your vision is beautiful. It's humongous. I read the banner on her nation just before I came in. It's such a big vision, but you need endurance, which is persistence, and having the energy and the tenacity and everything that we need to see this through. And finally, the one that all my ladies love the most is renewal, because we have to stop, we have to rest, we have to recuperate, we have to renew, we have to sleep, we have to take time out, we have to look after ourselves, have a bath, say no, find our boundaries, change our wardrobe, change our decor, change the desk, change everything, change our missions, change our brand, is just to renew. And what happens when you get into renewal, maybe it's on a Sunday when you're resting or chilling, or in the bit, just sitting in a hammock, or staring into space, is that spark of excellence in your soul will reignite, and there you suddenly find yourself at the beginning of the wheel again. So preeminence, with this highfalutin name, is actually a beautiful wheel, like a feminine template that you just use every day. You can use it every week. I pick myself 3 graces a week to work on. So again, incredibly practical.
Beautiful. I love that. So much to dissect with that. I want to take a moment, first of all, to thank everyone who's watching live. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out with us. For those of you watching on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay wherever you're at, so we can send you some love. Absolutely fantastic value content information here given. I have a page full of just brilliance and notes. I so appreciate you being here and saying all the things. For those that are watching live and they're really, or on the replay, and they're really resonating with what you're saying, and they're asking to themselves, how can I meet this Jenni woman? Where is she at? What does she do? Who does she work with? Can you tell us a little bit about what exactly you do within the realm of entrepreneurship? Who should be reaching out to you?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You'll find me anywhere. Just look up Jenni Parker Brown, and you'll find me anywhere. On Facebook is a great place to start. My website is jenni-p.com, Jenni with an I, jenni-p.com. And there is a beautiful free preeminence template that you can download. It's actually a mini course. It's 38 pages that you can learn all these graces, if you like these graces, these 9 graces. And there's some mini audios on my podcast that go with them, so you can really kind of go through this and find how you can use it. I'm actually building an academy right now where change makers who resonate can come in, especially the ones who want to be positioned as leaders, who are impact driven. And all of this wisdom, every single part of my wisdom, my life's wisdom, I'm putting in this academy. It's going to be available to at a monthly subscription that's available to everybody, because I want to impact as many change makers, because change makers are out there in the trenches doing the work.
Yeah.
And my love and heart and soul and passion is to support every woman out there doing that work. So again, that's it.
I love it. So predominantly you're hanging out on Facebook. Anywhere else where do you mainly hang out on social media? Where can people
on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram a lot. Facebook, you can have chats with people, and so
yeah,
best place.
I love Facebook too. That's fantastic. Why do you do what you do?
Because on the day that I can't have another adventure, except the big one, I don't want to have any regrets at all. Not zero regrets. Absolutely zero regrets. Not one conversation that should have been had, not one mountain that should have been climbed, not one tapenade recipe that wasn't tried. Absolutely zero regrets.
I actually work like that too. I say this thing where I don't want any what ifs. I want to make sure that the journey that I'm on, I'm certain of, and whatever I'm not certain of is getting an extra look at before discarding, because I don't like a world of what ifs. That's fantastic. And what are your big dreams?
My big dream is it's the 18th of April. My big dream is to get up on the 19th of April with as much energy and passion and power, and do exactly what I'm doing, because now with all of this journey, this is the dream. This is the dream, is to just step right into it. And if I could impact as many people as possible, then that will be good and have a lot of fun.
I love it. Well, this was absolutely fantastic, Jenni. I so appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. For those of you watching live or on the replay, thank you so much for being here. If you resonated with Jenni and all the goodness that she shared today, make sure to check her out at Jenni with an I-P.com. If you are watching this live on a platform, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube, her clickable link is in the description. She predominantly hangs out on Facebook, so make sure you connect with her there, drop into her DMs, and do all of the things. We love to make sure that we connect people here on the platform in order to make sure that we all continue to rise. Thank you so much for being here. At Her Talk Show. This community is expanding every single day and is filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. If you have an amazing story or some inspiration to share, be sure to check us out at hernation.life to possibly be a guest. I am a host, Sabrina Victoria, and I am so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others.